Listen, business is a little slow right now. That's great. Why? Because that means, number one, the competition, your competitors' business is a little slow. Also, you get to see what you're made of. So get excited because listen, what comes after winter? So you have to know that right now, it's going to be a little more challenging, but this is where the most success stories are going to be created. I want you to have a CEO mentality. What does that mean? Well, let's just say a CEO makes an average of $500 an hour. So when you're doing things that you could outsource or delegate, might be something like right now we have the cleaning crew here. Okay, they come over twice a month and clean the whole house. Technically, we're making money. Technically, that's making money, not spending money. Why? Because if I'm worth $500 an hour or $1,000 an hour, do you see that mentality? If you could pay someone else to cut the grass, do the dishes, or get the kids to freaking do some work around the house. Some of y'all got some soft kids and you're a soft leader. Why? Because easy times creates soft leaders. Tough times creates tough leaders. That's just the truth. You have to understand that there are things that you're doing every single day. And in fact, I would challenge you to write down the things you do every day that don't move the needle, the things you do every day that don't make you money, that don't grow your business. People are like, John, how do you respond so quickly to messages? How are you always on? How are you in the trenches? How are you still recruiting? Like I recruited 122 people last year. Like I'm still leading by example. How is that possible? Because I keep the main thing, and I focus on phase 1, money-making activities. Phase 2 is management mode. Phase 3, you're managing your managers. Phase 4, you manage your way right out of the business. And you probably don't have much of a business. The people that are growing right now on my team, that are rank advancing, that are crushing it, they're talking to new people. They're enrolling new people. They're recruiting. It's all about new blood. Or they're helping their new people talk to new people. Most of them are doing a combination of the two. Because you want to lead by example and say, hey, I'm not going to tell you to do something that I'm not doing. Now, it depends on the kind of business you want to build. But if you want to build a full-time income, everything starts with mindset. We can talk about scripts. We can talk about how to launch your business, what to do every day, all of that. But if you don't get this in check, nothing else will work. And in the early days, the early weeks, the early years in your business, you're probably going to be part-time. Now, are there people that make a lot of money fast? Yes. If you see someone have fast success, just realize they probably have influence and credibility that you don't have yet. Write that word down, yet. That's the key word. You're not good at prospecting yet. You're not good at follow-up yet. You're not good at videos yet. You're not good at reels and short form videos yet. You're not good at duplication and onboarding new people yet. These are all things you can get good at. But I would, number one, eliminate distractions, figure out the things you do every day, write down those things. What are the things you do on a day-to-day basis? Because there's probably some things you could outsource and delegate. There's probably some things that you should stop wasting time on so you can focus on the most important income producing activities to get into momentum. Because I want you to also write this down. Everything you do now, everything you do this week, this month will show up 90 days from now. Now, you will get some people, you talk to them once, they join the next day. You talk to them today, they join tomorrow. But most people, it's a process. Most people, it'll take a couple weeks before they pull the trigger and join the team. It'll take a couple weeks before they buy the product. Heck, there's people that are going to follow you today on social media and they're going to join your team 2 years from now because you're going to build that relationship and nurture that relationship. And right now the timing isn't good, but 24 months from now, the timing will be good. And by the way, the economy will get back to growing again. Just because things are slower, just because you maybe are having a tough time right now with selling or rank advancing or whatever, that doesn't mean that 90 days from now it'll be the same experience. 90 days from now, you might have your biggest month ever. I want you to write that down. 90 days from now, you might make your biggest paycheck. And by the way, if you don't, that doesn't mean it won't happen. It'll just happen for someone else. So I want you to create some FOMO right now. I want you to create some FOMO in your own life. Like I literally was afraid not to talk to my neighbors. I was afraid not to talk to my Facebook friends. I was afraid not to talk to the people on my cell phone and talk to the people that I meet because I was afraid that someone else would get to them before me. That was literally how I would psych myself into having conversations with people in those early years because I knew if I played the long game and I was building those relationships, eventually some of those people would come into my business. But with that being said, create a schedule. Say, okay, I'm going to work my business every night from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm going to treat it like a part-time job. Because here's the dealio. If you had a part-time job and you didn't show up for work, you would get fired. Some of you, again, you need to fire yourself and be like, what am I doing? Like, how bad do I want this thing? How serious am I about building an empire, building a willable, sellable asset that one day I can walk away from? How bad do you want it? So right now, everything you do will show up in 90 days. So again, 90 days from now, you could hit that top rank. 90 days from now, the people you're talking to that you're adding to your funnel are going to come out the other side. Some of them, again, they'll enroll within a couple days. They'll enroll within a couple weeks. Some of them, it'll be 90 days from now. Some of them will be 2 years from now, but always filling the funnel. If you're not having 25 business conversations a week right now, if you're not having 25 product conversations a week right now, even on a part-time basis, you could get that done. So you got to hold your feet to the fire. Here's another thing I would do if I were you. Write this down. I would find some running partners, some accountability partners, maybe create an accountability chat for those individuals on the team. And it could be sideline, could be upline, where, the 3, 4, 5, 10 of you get together once a week on Zoom and you do power hours. Maybe even do once a day. I don't know. Maybe you create a chat where you're sharing your stats for the day, right? How many pieces of content did you create? How many people did you ATM? How many follow-ups did you do? Like, you're holding yourself accountable with 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 other people. I would highly recommend this. Highly, highly recommend this. I wouldn't just rely on my Facebook friends and my followers either. I'd be text messaging people. I'd be hopping on the phone with people. I was just talking about this on a training I just did for another team. I would say probably 75% of the people that I enroll, that I recruit, I get on a phone call with. And some people say, oh, I don't like the phone. What do you mean you don't like the phone? Do you know what a phone is? Like, listen, I know sometimes we forget what a phone actually does, but you can actually use this device to make a phone call. I know it's crazy town. I know that's crazy town, but you can actually, so I would have a goal to get on the phone with 5 people a week. Now, these are people that you ATM'd. These are people that you expose to your products or opportunity. Maybe you put them in a group chat with your upline. Group chats are the number one way to close more people. If your close ratio sucks, it's because you're not putting your prospect in a chat with other people. This is a major key to success. Now, these are only the people I'm adding to the groups. These are prospects. Okay, these are people I'm actually talking to about my products or opportunity. And then I'm finding creative ways to follow up, right? I always ATM. The next day, I tell them, hey, when I follow up with you tomorrow, I'm going to introduce you to some other amazing people on the team. So that next day, I follow up with them. So I didn't ask for permission, but I also didn't introduce them to people without letting them know. So the next day, I'm adding 3 to 4 other leaders on the team. Could be upline, could be sideline, downline, whatever. I just want my prospect to meet other people for 2 reasons. 1, it increases my close ratio. Number 2, they're seeing how simple the system is and all the support. So if you're not introducing your upline to your prospects, you're losing so much money. Why are you not leveraging your upline? Do you understand your upline works for you? Your upline is there to work for you, but you have to be willing to put them to work. And if you're not leveraging them, someone else is leveraging their talents and abilities. Someone else is leveraging your upline. And this is why I say you should add 3 to 4 social marketers or distributors, whatever your company calls them, ambassadors, IBOs, whatever your company calls them. We call them social marketers in our company. So what we do, I'm adding them into the groups, tagging them in the welcome posts. I'm letting them know, hey, I added you to the group. Make sure you accept the invite so I can tag you so you can see the alert. And then I'm following up to make sure they know. I actually send them screenshots of the groups I added them to. I say, make sure you accept the invite so I can tag you. And then I'll say, hey, did you see the tag? Awesome. Let me know when you have a chance to watch a couple of those videos. Especially there's this one video I always have people watch. It's called 5 Reasons Why. It's like 12 minutes. Listen, people ask me, oh my gosh, what video do you use? My company, my video is 30 minutes. Listen, it doesn't matter. In fact, it's just another tool, another resource to expose them to. Multiple exposures is the name of the game. Also, here's another thing I've been doing. There's been some testimonials on our new women's supplement that are like mind-boggling, like crazy. Like this woman has she had like hot flashes and trouble sleeping and like all these like symptoms. And since being on our products, it's been like life-changing for her. And she lists like all the problems she had, how she's feeling now. It's like the best thing ever. She's just so ecstatic about it. So I shared the screenshot of some of the testimonials that are coming through, because obviously being a dude, I know nothing about what women go through, but I can share the testimonials of others. So I'm grabbing these screenshots, right? So I'm a story collector. Remember I was talking about being a friend collector? I'm also a story collector. So I'm collecting stories, collecting friends, collecting stories. And then I'm sharing some of these testimonials with people. as another touch point. And some of them are like responding for the first time. Some of them, they've responded in weeks. Now they're responding. Some of these people are people I talked to in the past. And I'm saying, hey, listen, I know this is like totally out of left field. And last time we spoke, the timing wasn't good, but I got to share something with you. So write this down. Always have an excuse. Find creative reasons to follow up with people and touch base, because timing is everything. And by the way, you got to work on you. How many of you are growing you every day? What personal development are you doing every day? Because you're going to notice the most successful people are also super sharp. They're super developed. What do you think came first? Do you think they grew a business and then they started developing their leadership abilities and skills? Or do you think they started developing their leadership skills first and then their business grew? I mean, it's common sense. It's not a trick question. I want people to meet you today and go, holy crap, you're not who I knew a year ago or 6 months ago. You have to be working on you. You want to double down on your content creation. You want to show up with more posture. You want to make bolder statements. In fact, those of you that are launching or relaunching your business, I would be in 20 inboxes a day. Our scripts are amazing. I love scripts, but it's not about the words you say. People don't pay attention to the depth of your knowledge. What do they pay attention to? The height of your enthusiasm. So it's about what you say, yes, but also how you say it. Words matter. You can talk people out of the business. If you were to say to somebody, hey, look, I found this thing. It's like a legal pyramid scheme. It's like, you'll be under me and like, I'll make money on you. And like, but then you'll make people money and then make money on those. That sounds illegal. So words do matter, but it's more about your enthusiasm, your posture. Make some bold statements like, I found a game-changing way to make money online. I found a system for making money online, and I'm like freaking blown away by the people that I met, the success they're having. These products are ridiculous. Like, I'm taking this thing to the tippity top, and I'm reaching out to my best contacts and letting them know, like, we need to talk. That's not a cold message, by the way. If this is someone that knows you exist, that's not a cold message. So many of you say to me, well, I don't want to cold message people. And I say, my response to that is, what is a cold message? Define it. Because a cold message to me is messaging a complete stranger and pitching them. If I come across a complete stranger, I make a friend, I make a connection. I don't pitch them because they don't even know I exist. And someone will say, what do you say to those people? Hey, Deborah, thanks for the friend request. Great to meet you. Or, hey, Deborah, I saw your comment on Tony Robbins' post yesterday. I loved it, and I just wanted to shoot you a friend request. Or, hey, Susie, I'm in the same Facebook group as you, that travel group, whatever, ABC travel group, and I saw your post, or I saw you went on a trip here, like, I'm so interested in going to that place also. I just had to ask, whatever, ask a question, like make a connection, make a friend. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that already know you exist. I'm talking to the people that already follow you. They're already your friends. Like, why would you get so caught up in creating content to get attention, to get new followers and new friends if you're not going to talk to the ones you're already friends with, that are already following you? I'm confused. Why are you adding new friends if you're not going to talk to the ones you already have? It's not a cold message. You need to message these people 10, 20, 50 a day. I don't know how many people you're willing to reach out to. I can tell you why I made 6 figures my first year in the mortgage industry. You want to know why I made 6 figures my first year in mortgages when I didn't even know what a mortgage was? I made 100 calls a day. After 1 month of making 100 calls a day, of making basically a couple thousand calls, I was way better that second month than I was that first month. So do you want to drag out your struggle? Do you want to like drag it out and make it so that it lasts months or years? Or do you want to just like condense time frames? Because there are people that are going to join your company a year from now, and they're going to talk to more people than you in their first month than you talked to in the last 12 months. The choice is yours. And this is why I'm talking about creating a schedule. This is why I'm talking to you about getting intentional and holding yourself accountable and saying, listen, I'm working my business 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day, and not just like randomly. I'm not going to randomly show up when I feel like it. I'm going to put it in my calendar and say from 7 to 9 p.m. after the kids go to bed or after dinner, I'm going to work my business. Like, you have to start treating this like a business. This ain't a hobby. This ain't some part-time thing. You want a flaming young lifestyle, but you got them hot dog habits. You're not treating it like a business. It's a multi-million-dollar business. Stop treating it like a $400 opportunity. Get organized. Keep track of the people you're ATMing. Do a great job of asking questions and finding out what people are missing. Listen, I have never met anybody that's 100% healthy, 100% energetic, feels good all the time. I've never met anybody that wants to age. They're like, yeah, I hope I look like super old and feel super old in the next couple years. No, I've never met anybody that's like, oh, I would hate to have another income stream. That would be terrible to make money in my sleep. God, I would hate that. I mean, I'm having some fun here, but does this make sense? And yes, you're going to suck at it in the beginning. That's okay. Embrace the suck. Just like I talked about marketing, you're going to suck at that in the beginning. You're going to suck at prospecting. There's only one way to get good at something. You study and you implement. You study, you implement. You learn, you implement. That's it.